About the rest of the polymers, it is bakelite. Bakelite is phenol formaldehyde polymer. Now, what are its monomer? Its monomer are phenol and formaldehyde. It is copolymer because in these two different polymers are combined to form your polymer. See, this phenol combines with formaldehyde to form these type of products. See,
principles of arrangement are universally applicable. Means if you will
just
do any,
it will combine to form these kind of products. My dear students, in this product, first they will form intermediate, that is novolec. You can stop your reaction up to novolec, and if you want to proceed, you will form your complete bakelite structure. First, it will form this products. Now, it will form novolec. How it will form? It is bakelite, phenol formaldehyde resin. Its monomer is phenol and formaldehyde. How it will form? First, it will form novolec. How it will form novolec? Like I am taking this structure, it undergo polymerization. What is polymerization? That is addition of monomer to form polymer, and it will first form a linear polymer. Linear polymer, then on heating with formaldehyde, undergo cross-linking and form the three-dimensional network, that is your infusible solid mass known as bakelite. First, it will form your linear polymer, that is novolec. You can stop your reaction up to this part. We can stop the reaction up to this part. This is linear polymer known as novolec. It again combines with formaldehyde to form your three-dimensional cross-linked structure known as bakelite. How it will form? Take out your notebooks and just draw with me. How it undergoes polymerization to form bakelite. Draw it with me. Take out your notebooks. Novolec. It combines with formaldehyde to form bakelite. Dear students, just first make benzene rings opposite to each other. It will be easier you to draw. First make benzene ring opposite to each other. First make all these rings. Now in between put CH2. These all are interlinked to each other, and it will form three-dimensional structure of bakelite. If you will see in book, you will get confused how to draw. This is the simplest way of drawing your novolec structure. It is phenol formaldehyde resin. That is your bakelite. You can stop your reaction up to this point. It is Novolec. Novolec then on again heating with formaldehyde undergoes cross-linking to form three-dimensional infusible mass known as bakelite. Its monomer are phenol and formaldehyde. It is the important one. So many questions come from this. It is thermosetting polymer. Now, Anish, please tell me what is thermosetting polymer? Anish, it is thermosetting polymer, which means which settles and do not regain its shape. Like thermoplastics can change their shape and regain their shape by changing the temperature condition. But thermosetting is the fixed polymer, which do not change their shape. Everybody in the class, your videos should be on during the whole lecture. It is mandatory. Videos should be on. I have seen some students' videos are not on. It is on during the whole lecture. Now, bakelite is the polymer which is used to make comms, your switchboards. It is used to make comms, switchboards. Fine. It is used to make comms, switchboards, electrical handles of utensils. Etc. Fine. It is copolymer. Next, we will take melamine formaldehyde polymer, or also known as Melmec. Name of the polymer is Melmec, also known as melamine formaldehyde polymer. Concentrate here. I will ask question from you. Melamine formaldehyde polymer. Now, with this name, you will see out of these two, one monomer is definitely the formaldehyde, like in the previous one, that is HCHO. And second one is your melamine. Fine? It is melamine. Now, see the structure of melamine. It is N, here, double bond, because alternate double, single, double, single, double, single. And at all these positions, NH2 group is present. But draw it with B. Because in board exams, you have to draw structures also. It is melamine, it is formaldehyde. It is also known as copolymer. Why? Because in this, both the monomers are different. They undergoes polymerization to form melamec or melamine formaldehyde resin. It is used to make crockery, kitchenwares. Fine, kitchen crockery. Now, next is your vulcanization of rubber. Vulcanization of rubber. Vulcanization of rubber. Small topic. It can come in 1-2 marks only. You know, my dear students, your natural rubber is very soft at high temperature. Your natural rubber is very soft at high temperature. It cannot withstand high temperature. It is very brittle at low temperature. It easily breaks. I'm talking about natural rubber, whose isomer is iso 3, whose monomer is. And it is easily attacked by oxidizing agent. Easily attacked by oxidizing agents. Fine. So natural rubber, which is very soft at high temperature and brittle at low temperature, and it is very reactive. It is easily attacked by oxidizing agent. So we do vulcanization of natural rubber to change all these properties. We improve the quality of natural rubber by heating the natural rubber with sulfur, which is getting attached at the reactive sites of double bond. See, this is 1,3-butadiene. Here, the double bond is present. Suppose this is natural rubber, 2-methyl-1,3-butadiene. In the last lecture, we have discussed this. We are adding double sulfur at this double bond side. What? This is vulcanization of rubber, and it will increases the quality of rubber. Now it can withstand high temperature. It is not so much soft at around 273 Kelvin temperature. Now, depending on the amount of sulfur used, suppose I am using only 1 to 3% of sulfur in natural rubber. It is used in making rubber bands. You know the rubber bands? Fine. If I am adding 1 to 3% of sulfur, it is used in making rubber bands. If I am adding 3 to 10% of sulfur, it is used in making tires. If I am adding around 30% of sulfur, then it is used in making your battery cases. You have seen your inverter battery cases. It is made from vulcanized rubber. What is vulcanization of rubber? The changing the quality of natural rubber by adding sulfur at double bond sites or at active sites of reaction is your vulcanization of rubber. If I am adding 1 to 3% of sulfur in natural rubber, it is used in making rubber bands. If it is in 3 to 10%, it is used in making tires. If it is in 30%, then it is used in making battery cases. Fine. Till now, if there is any doubt, then please message me. Polymers. Last is your biodegradable polymers. As the name says, see, you have seen a lot of polymers which is quite resistant to the degradation processes. And ultimately, it will cause pollution to the environment. So, what are biodegradable polymers? Biodegradable polymers, which are, bio means living, degradation means breakdown. The polymers which are easily degraded by living organisms. The polymers which are easily degraded by living organisms are your biodegradable polymers. Or in short, I will say it is less polluting in nature. The one common biodegradable polymer is PHBV. PHBV name is poly beta hydroxy butyrate co beta hydroxy valerate. Co beta hydroxy valerate. What is PHBV? Polybeta hydroxy butyrate, co-beta hydroxy valerate. It is one of the example of biodegradable polymer. Biodegradable polymer means which is easily degraded by the microorganisms and cause less pollution in nature. Now, what are its monomer? Its monomers are 3-hydroxy butanoic acid, one monomer, and second is 3-hydroxy pentanoic acid. Hydroxy pentanoic acid. Draw the structure with me. Butane means 4 carbon, and at third position it is OH, 3-hydroxy butanoic acid, because it is carboxylic acid. So numbering will start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. One is 3-hydroxy butanoic acid. And what about the structure of 3-hydroxy pentanoic acid? It is 5 carbon. And at position number 3rd, OH group is there. If you have any difficulty in nomenclature, then please message me. It is the topic of class 11, IUPAC nomenclature. Still, if you're facing any difficulty in writing the IUPAC name, then please message me or call me. These are the monomers of this. And where we are using this polymer is used in orthopedic devices and in the controlled release of drugs. It is the outer covering of capsules. We are using capsules in the form of medicine now. The outer covering of that medicine is your PHBV. It is one of the favorite question of examiner. They generally ask, what is the outer covering of capsules? It is your polymer. That it means it is the edible polymer. You can consume it. Fine. It is easily degraded by microorganism. It is biodegradable polymer. Next biodegradable polymer is your nylon 2, nylon 6. It is also the example of biodegradable polymer. Nylon 2, nylon 6. It is a polyamide formed by condensation reaction between glycine. Glycine is your simple amino acid plus caprolactam. Anybody in the class, can you please tell me where you read this word? It is also your biodegradable polymer. And structure of glycine is NH2, CH2, COOH. And caprolactam, you know, it is also a biodegradable polymer. That's all about your today's lecture. The chapter is finished. Till now, is there any doubt? Then please let me know.